We also need to think about community infrastructure. That widespread pattern of urbanization also wreaked havoc on the family, and today we know we have much more diverse types of families and living situations, and we need to build strong architecture that becomes the hubs of communities and consider that infrastructure as well. And also we need to think about green infrastructure. This is a map showing how urbanization is spreading across the United States, and you can see how urban centers are bleeding into each other. So what that does is it disconnects places and green places for animals and biodiversity to expand, cutting off crucial green connections. A lot of people talk about cities and the fact that we're, over 50% of the population lives in cities, but the impact of that, we're also expanding as a human population, over 7 billion people today. But the other side effect of that is that we are increasingly becoming a solely human population, and our biodiversity is dramatically reducing, so that in fact about 20% of all living populations could become extinct by 2030. And this is really crucial for our future and a key to the future.
So the impact that buildings have is huge, and the ripple effect really matters. But what if we designed for this ripple effect, rather than just ignoring or accepting its unintended consequences? Well, again, history has some interesting examples. In rural Europe and the United States, barn raisings created social interdependence. Barns required a lot of hands to build them, and if a barn was being built for one individual, one member of the community, it would be built by everyone else. It was a network of social support, knowing that that favor would be repaid. This was not by design, this was out of necessity, but it demonstrates the power that buildings can have to support the society around them. Today, there's significant evidence in the financial and psychological benefits of urban greenery. Green roofs increase biodiversity and reduce rainwater runoff, mitigating the effect of storms and reducing the risk of urban flooding. And views of trees and plants have been shown to make the sick recover more quickly and to improve mental health. In London, research has demonstrated that in areas with higher densities of urban trees, there are lower rates of antidepressant prescriptions. So if we can design our buildings to include plants and trees and greenery, we're not only benefiting individuals, but we're supporting the community at large. So when these ideas become intrinsic to the design process, when we think about the big picture, we can create buildings that do extraordinary things. Buildings that strengthen the local community and connect people to one another. Buildings that support the local economy both in how they are built and in how they work. Buildings that filter the air, that increase biodiversity, that improve health and well-being, and that support the environment.